Welcome back to our Rise News Hour. I'm Georgina Ndukwizaika in Abuja. Now, Taiwan has been working to strengthen its relationship with Nigeria through trade, cultural exchanges and diplomatic dialogue. In recent years, Taiwan has sought to enhance its presence in Nigeria by fostering economic partnerships and exploring collaborative projects. These efforts are part of Taiwan's broader strategy to engage with African nations and expand its global influence. As Nigeria continues to navigate its role in the global arena, its relationship with Taiwan provides a unique perspective on international diplomacy and trade. Now, to delve deeper into this topic, we are joined by a distinguished guest, Andy Liu, the Taiwan representative in Nigeria and chief of mission at the Taipei Trade Office. Mr. Liu has been at the forefront of Taiwan's diplomatic and trade initiatives in Nigeria, working to build bridges between the two regions. Thank you very much. And he's live with us in our Lagos studio. Thank you very much and welcome to Rise News.
Thank you so much for inviting me to participate in this esteemed program. Thank you so much.
Great. So let's kick off with Taiwan's key investment interests in Nigeria. What are they, and how do you see the relationship, that is the Taiwan-Nigeria relationship, evolving?
Right. As Taiwan's representative in Nigeria, actually, just a brief background of our mission here. Our mission set up in 1991, so about 34 years non-stop in Nigeria. And our chief mission for exploring the relation with Nigeria depends on how well the structural kind of a promotion between our two countries had been going on. But the major issue for bilateral trade or investment or other like cultural relations stand for very, very important feature for my mission here. So let me just briefly talking about how the current relation and what might be our current focus on the bilateral relation. Well, our mission had been worked together with your Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment in the last 2 to 3 years, try to renew our bilateral agreement on investment promotion and protection. The old version was signed in 1994, so that was nearly 30 years ago. It needs to be renewed. So we were very happy and privileged to be approached by the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry about 2.5 years ago to do the renewal. So the bilateral negotiation had all been done. Now it waited to be signed. And of course, the internal consultation between your federal government, as from the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and also Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Justice, need to be done in due course so that Taiwan and Nigeria can renew the bilateral agreement on investment promotion and protection. This is very important to boost Taiwanese investment continuously into Nigeria, because you are the biggest economy and the biggest population and the biggest democracy in Africa. So it's vitally important for our people to continuously engage in trading and in good investment, long-term investment relation. So thank you very much. I just briefly mentioned about my focus for the moment. Thank you.
True. All right. So take us through what the bilateral relations will look like when it's renewed, of course. What are the areas you're looking to invest, so to speak? Is it the healthcare? Is it technology? Tell us about that.
Okay, our mission has been continuously approached by either federal government or by different state government, talking about how to attract Taiwanese investors or even big trading agency to come into Nigeria to promote like agriculture or like healthcare or like investment in like cybersecurity, information technology, or even in electrical cars. Well, as the world has been so competitive to rush to engage with Taiwan of all kind of high technology in terms of semiconductors or microchip, All these are vital for any country to develop, either from the basic industry, heavy industry, information technology industry. All these are very important for utilizing Taiwan hack technology. And one single Taiwan company called Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation take up more than 75% of the global production of semiconductors and also microchip. So Taiwan play a vital, important strategic partner with US, with Japan, with EU, with Australia, and with India. So I don't think Nigeria should be left far behind. So with the efforts of finalizing the investment protection agreement, I think both Nigeria and Taiwan can benefit from that very structural agreement being renewed, so that Nigeria investment in Taiwan or Taiwan investment to Nigeria can be both sides emphasized and also strengthened. So for me, I'm very open for any discussion from the Nigerian federal government or from state government to talk to our mission for strengthening or try to find out what might be the future or the near future mutually beneficiary kind of a discussion. So my government and our mission call for the second stage of exploring about bilateral relation by setting up or relaunching the permanent secretary level of dialogue between Nigeria and Taiwan. So in either way, agriculture like rice farming, banana plantation, or even mango or yam, or from like heavy industry like car manufacturing or electrical cars, or even semiconductor design or manufacturing, or any other thing that Taiwan expertise can be shown off here in Nigeria. We are very happy with it. But very important, we have to have a policy guideline set up by your federal government to talk to Taiwan in an equal basis or on parallel kind of a negotiation basis. Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about initiatives Taiwan is undertaking to promote cultural exchange, people-to-people ties with Nigeria.
Yeah. Okay, the cultural tie is actually quite basic because from the Taiwanese side, because Taiwan and Nigeria, we both enjoy the same level of democracy, freedom of speech, and encouraging creativeness. I mean, me, my wife, all my missions staff, and most of the Taiwanese people are amazed by how creative the Nigerian has been. Not to mention about your Nollywood movie, your music industry, your talented musician has been all appreciated by the world. It's that because Nigeria, you have steadfastly holding the true value of democracy in this part of the region. You are the strongest democracy, and you're enjoying the highest level of freedom of press, freedom of media, and freedom of speech. This is so similar to Taiwan because we share the same constitutional idea of having any government or any president will stay in the office for 4 years and get re-elected only one time, 8-year term. This is exactly the same as Taiwan. And we vote directly for the president, we vote directly for the members of our National Assembly, and we share the same kind of freedom of press because Taiwan has been regarded by the international media community to be on top of the Asia Pacific in freedom of press and freedom of speech, and our democratic value and also our freedom for making like free trade or economic development have been so high. And especially in culture side, because Taiwanese are so much focused on generation after generation of artistic talent to be encouraged and developed. So there's a lot to do besides from trade investment. For culture side, maybe we can start by talking about Taiwanese movie and your Nollywood movie to have a dialogue through this kind of a talent kind of exchange.
That would Be very interesting.
That's one only part. Thank you.
That would be very, very interesting. Okay, so away from trade, business, economics, and I want us to take a look at technology. I know Asian countries or Asian people are very good when it comes to technology. What can Taiwan offer in terms of technology transfer and also capacity building?
Right. For the recent 1 or 2 years' time, not just the US, but Japan and also Germany in the EU has so much actively wanted to engage with our high technology company, just like the TSMC, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation. They have already started to launch their manufacturing in Japan late last year, and about 3 weeks ago, German Chancellor Scholz and also the EU Commission Chairman jointly with Taiwan industrialists in opening a brand new Taiwan semiconductor assembly line in Germany. It costs about like 4 billion euro investment. And also in Japan, they have already started to manufacturing about half a year ago. It costs also quite a few billions of US dollars. And the US company and Taiwan company are actually working in Arizona to launch their factory very soon. So all these are the world trends. So I think Nigeria is on a very, very good timing to engage with Taiwan, try to see whether Taiwan highly regarded as the best technology in electrical cars, in semiconductor, whether it can come into Nigeria to set up something like a joint ventures or joint laboratory to set up anything that can utilize Taiwan technology to put into Nigeria in different aspects, like agriculture or like fish farming or like anything like industrial kind of development. All these all these are rest to the political will and also the policy guideline from the federal government. So we will move step by step by having a two-way dialogue to see whether Nigeria to come to see whether Taiwan can help in such an aspect, and then we can provide our way to either resolve the issue or try to provide our experiences for Nigerian side.
It's quite interesting, so much to learn and so much to gain from this relationship. But let me ask, how does Taiwan plan to address potential challenges in the Nigeria-Taiwan relationship, such as China's influence? You know the issues, so talk to us about that.
Right. Well, we have no saying and we have no intention whatsoever to step into Nigeria relations with China, because you already have the diplomatic relations since the very beginning of the establishment of Nigeria. But in 1991, the head of state at that time, General Ibrahim Babangida, sent a delegation to Taiwan and invite Taiwan to become a strategic partner for Nigeria to develop as a non-oil economy. So the term of non-oil economy still stands for today, because Taiwan has no natural resources whatsoever. We envy Nigeria very much. You have all the natural resources that we don't have. But we have all the natural disasters that you don't have. You don't have tsunami, typhoon, earthquake, volcano. We have everything. So the only thing we can depend on our development is our human resources and our brain power. So our way to develop ourselves as a non-oil economy to become one of the best models for economic development of the world today, it depends on how we invest into education, how we invest into research and development in high technology. But at the same time, we still keep agriculture, heavy industry, light industry, even shipbuilding, petrochemical, refinery, everything working in Taiwan so that we can sustain our development. At the same time, we feed our own people with our own agricultural product, but we're open to the world. So this is what we have in hand to provide Nigeria as a model of non-oil economy. So we have no intention whatsoever to step into Nigeria relation with China. You can have anything you want to engage with China, but please keep Taiwan in a fair and reasonable status to work together with Nigeria. Because Nigeria is the biggest population, the biggest economy, and the biggest democracy in Africa. You're independent, a sovereign state, which represent the true spirit of African independence. So Taiwan regarded as one of the most valuable aspects of Africa and for Nigeria. So that's why when your president, His Excellency Bola Tinubu, declared openly, when he's running for president, he openly declared in 2022 November, said that he would like to make the southeast of Nigeria become the Taiwan of Africa. He didn't mention China, he didn't mention Korea, but specifically mentioned about Taiwan. We're so honored and we're so privileged, and we're waiting positively for His Excellency President Tinubu to give out his executive decision to the federal government to approach our mission with a goodwill and with a package of policy guidelines of how to develop Taiwan relation with Nigeria, parallel to your relation with China. We welcome that because Nigeria is an independent, sovereign state and representing the true African spirit. So we we really rely and really appeal for that independent spirit to contact with us. I think we can make things improved. We can try to turn the page from the previous event and move forward for a better relation. Thank you.
Hopefully that will be happening very soon. Thank you so much, my distinguished guest, Andy Liu, the Taiwan representative in Nigeria and the Chief Mission at the Taipei Trade Office, speaking from Lagos. Many thanks, sir.